The Formula One Azerbaijan Grand Prix has come to an end, and for me, this is probably one of my favorite races this year. Um, for the past, since the beginning of the season, it was always, McLaren, 1-2, and then recently Red Bull after sacking Christian Horner, they've looked, they won back to back. They won their last race, and Max Verstappen won this race by an advantage. And I wasn't gonna think I was gonna watch this one. This one was pretty early. I think it was like 7 a.m. That's when I got up for it, and this race was actually pretty entertaining. People, I was reading saying this, was pretty boring and stuff like that, but it was just a bunch of like underdog stories at this race here. First we started with qualifying. Piastri crashes, Charles Leclerc crashes. Hamilton with poor qualifying. Carlossainz getting P2. Max getting fastest lap. I thought I wanted Sainz to get pole position, but yeah, Max is just he's the greatest driver there is. The stuff he's doing, especially in quote unquote not the fastest car, even with McLaren being so dominant this year, is just amazing to see what Max Verstappen has been doing. Here, of course, Max Verstappen won he won here in Baku. George Russell P2 with a solid performance from George Russell. He's having such a bad weekend. He said it himself. He was not feeling good on Friday. Not feeling, he was, he was low, and he had a great performance. And even you can see even during the celebrations, the interview, he was just not feeling it. Even the trophy celebration, he must be going through it. But P3, Carlos Sainz, I did not, there's huge things with um, people saying that in the Williams, he's probably going to fight in the lower back in the fields, not get it, not even a podium. And I'm like, Williams, sure, last year didn't go to plan, but they have a vision, and I believe in James Valves that he'll 100% transform this team into, climbing the ranks. And, this season is showing, Alex Albon getting, huge points in the season, getting P5s, and Carlos Sainz was having a slump. He's new, this car is probably more built for Alex. They probably expecting Alex to be, the main guy, under another driver, and then boom, Carlos Sainz is in the market, and you have to go for it. That's what James Valve said many times, and he went for it. And today's shown what he had up. Carlos Sainz had a superb race, amazing race, almost the P2. But Russell was he was zooming. He was doing amazing things. Carlos said he wanted to pit first, so George couldn't get the undercut, but George still manages to get the P2, but that still doesn't take credit from Sainz in the Williams of a huge P3, their first podium since I believe 2017. I forgot who it was. Could be Stroll. I think Stroll was in force during the time, but yeah, huge. Kimiantonelli, there's a situation where George was saying, "Can I?" He was stuck behind Lawson for a minute. Lawson could have had a podium. Same with Isaac Hadja. He finished P10. He 100% could have got a podium this race, and he's such a good driver. But Kimi was behind Lawson, and George is like, I have the better tires. Can we switch? But they didn't want to do that, so they pitted Kimi first, and then after that, George just went flying afterwards. Yuki Tsunoda, he's showing that he does it for me. He 100% deserves a seat for next year. Is it gonna be the Red Bull? I don't think so. Who knows where Yuki would go? Red Bull just the with the F2 driver that's coming out. Forgot his name. He's making headlines. Isaac Hadji is rumored to be the second driver for Red Bull under the Max Verstappen. So it's huge things that so much talent. It's just a shame to see what's gonna happen with that. So Liam and Yuki, P5, P6, that's huge. Huge day for Red Bull. Every Red Bull got points. Isaac Hadrick could add more, but it's just huge for Red Bull. They have two great lineups. Coach Yuki underperforming a little bit, but how can you compare yourself to Max Verstappen, one of the greatest of all time? Landonorris, such a disappointing race. He was stuck behind Lawson for a huge, even Leclerc for a moment. Piastri gets knocked out in first lap. He crashes in qualifying, crashes in the main race, and you can't get the points for it. This is your chance to show that you're back in this. He's still 25 points down from from Piastri. He could have at least shortened it. Maybe, with what did he get? He got 6 points out of this. He could have got huge. He could have got way more points. Could have been at least 10 points under Piastri. And um, but just a performance like this, you're in a McLaren. You're in the fastest car there is right now. But you're stuck behind Liam Lawson. You're stuck behind a Yuki Tsunoda. It's a shame. 'Cause for me personally, I want to see Lando. He deserves it. People give him the hate. I really like Piastri as a driver as well. It's hard to choose, but Lando, watching him for years, seeing him grow, into this driver that he is, if he deserves it. But um, races like this, that you got when it's given to you, you gotta go all out, and he just couldn't. He couldn't. The Ferraris is just a whole story. So excited seeing Hamilton and this Ferrari coming through, and it's just terrible. There's no pace. There's just nothing. Leclerc crashing in qualifying. Hamilton struggling in qualifying as well. It's like he made up places. He made up 3 places. I think Leclerc dropped one. I want to believe. Um, but it's terrible from Ferraris, man. It sucks to see. And there's Isaac Hadjar, who 100% could have got the podium today. It's a shame. Uh, Bortoleto had a good drive, P11. Berman, who was actually down below, he was like, P18, 17, made his way up to 12. Good for him. Albon, who's also in the bottom rows, I think he qualified 19, 18, made it to 13. I wish both Williams got points. I wish they both got points here. Esteban Ocon 14, Fernando Alonso. The Aston Martins. They have one amazing season and they just drop in form. It sucks, especially if 2 drivers actually are like people like Lance Stroll, but I really do like Lance. Nico Hulkenberg 17, Pierre got 2 Alpines just in the bottom as well. It's a shame. Colapinto was actually looking pretty decent. He was P13 for a little bit until that crash with Albon. Albon probably received the penalty. I remember it being reviewed. Not sure if it was gone through, but Albon went through, tried a gap that just never existed, and just hit Colapinto and pretty much ruined his race. And then Oscar Piastri, of course, with the DNF that he had. This match is a bunch of underdog stories. George Russell was having a bad weekend, makes it. Carlos Sainz of Williams, no one expected him to even get a podium in a Williams, let alone get this far, performance-wise. Done that. Kimiantonelli, there's people saying his seat is under fire. I think that he's actually doing really well for the position that he is right now. He's young. He's 18. Doing this well in a Mercedes. Of course, he's far back points-wise with Russell, but I think given time, Kimi Antonelli is going to be such a great driver. Liam Lawson, another underdog. Yuki Tsunoda, of course, he's in a Red Bull, but performance-wise, he hasn't really been there. But great from Yuki. It's weird not seeing any of the McLarens, Ferraris with the likes of their drivers in the top rows. You see a lot of Racing Bulls, the Mercedes, Williams, which is a huge day for Racing Bulls, or Red Bull Racing, both teams as a whole. I'm trying to think of things that happened during the race. There's a Piastri crash. There was, Lando just. Yeah, I'm just more disappointed in Lando. He could have done so much more in this race with the gift that he got in with the crash of Piastri. That's his only rival at the moment, leading for that championship, and it just went away just like that. Here we can look for next race. I think it's in 2 weeks, I believe. Verstappen wins Grand Prix. I was really happy to see Carlos Sainz get a podium and lifting the trophy. He really does. He really does deserve it. One of my favorite drivers. It's a shame how his Ferrari situation was. Honestly, he deserved better. Being treated. You can 100% see Charles was the favorite, which I 100% can see. He's the golden child for Ferrari. Long-term longevity. They're not going to drop him. But seeing him get a podium first and either Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc. It's a bit of it's I don't say karma, but it shows how good of a driver he actually is. Max had a dominant race. He looked good on pace. He was fastest lap as well. Such a great drive from Max. Uh, Barrio's contenders for second seat. Yeah, it's pretty much it. Driver of the day, I think, was Sainz. Yeah, Sainz wins vote. Alonso hits 26 will be his last year in F1. Let's check the next race. Next is Singapore. Lando was pretty good last year in Singapore, and we'll see how he will do it. Singapore is one of my favorite tracks, especially playing in the F1 game. I just love close street circuits like Saudi and stuff like that. Um, when is it actually? October 5th is the race, so we have how many days is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So like 15 days. So there's no race next week. Wait, no, there's no race next week. So it's the week after. Um, yeah, really predictions. I'm gonna do a whole different thing about that. But yeah, pretty much that was my give and take for today's race. Um, really enjoyed watching. Love F1 being back. It's been a while since I actually sat down and watched a complete race in whole. Um, because I don't have ESPN Plus. It's just a weird situation. I hate watching it off knockoff websites or on TikTok live and stuff like that. But hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, we'll see you guys next time.